The quad fight gauntlet remains. Can we beat it? It's a good start. I don't even know that we need to play chill, right? We only have to block 22 damage on turn 1. Awakened one has 2 attacks, base 20, and then the, what is it? Base of 6x4, so it's actually 8x4, is that right? Something like that? If we still had Swift Pot, I might think about using it here. I could even see spamming Darkness right now as a way to push down the Cultist. That's the only thing that really has me worried, right? Is your mute button fixed? No. For whatever reason, my OBS and my Stream Deck are on different versions, and I can't figure out how to fix it. And you know what Stream Deck says? Literally, this is in the technical documentation for Stream Deck. Are you ready for this? If your version of Stream Deck and your OBS plugin version are out of sync, uninstall and reinstall Stream Deck until they're synced. Impartial Panda, thanks for the Twitch Prime in 10 months. Like, that's the actual real Shia LaBeouf. So, take that. Yeah, I think that that's the real plan, Original Munchkin, exactly. You just keep doing it until they update the plugin to work with OBS. That until, I know, it's like hella spooky, that until. Okay. Do I need to attack potion in this fight becomes the question. And or am I going to play the chill? Because what it could be is chill, darkness, hollow, darkness, cold snap. And then we're actually blocking too, right? 5, 10, 15. It's kind of overblock. I like that. Once we kill the cultists and we start playing consumes, we're not going to have any problem. Did we get dabbed on turn 1? Incredible. Okay, this turn looks already quite good. Yeah, and the Seek. Okay, so we're solved. We just have to play smart. If we Seek into Consume. The trouble is, what if it's the multi-attack on this turn? Then we take such a beating. Consume is the long game. But right now we need to complete the short game of deleting these cultists. And we need energy. What if this is Seek, Fusion, Consume? We play Fusion. And then we Tempest. 1, 2, 3. And then we recurse the Plasma. And that gives us back energy, so we can question mark, question mark, question mark. Profit? Consume? Seems wacky. What we really need to figure out is how we can manage to produce 32 block on this turn, while also pushing down the cultists, or else additionally blocking 12, right? 44? That seems achievable. We're certainly going to play Zap and Tempest and Recursion. In which case, yeah, the Consume looks pretty hype, right? Maybe This is as simple as seek for consume and the other recursion. I actually like that quite a lot. The downside is that it doesn't really block much. But it's maybe okay to just take 30 damage on this turn if that's the end of taking damage. Right? From there, we build up all of our Frost Orb and we're fine. There's a world to where they do the regular attack and it's not so bad. I'm pretty certain we don't need to use a potion in this fight. So once we solve this turn, it's all downhill. How you played this game. Thanks so much for that tier 1 and 15 months of support, boss. 15 years? You're in. If we still had chill behind us, yeah, maybe we weren't supposed to play chill. Because then this turn we could seek for a hologram and for the consume, and then we could play chill. Yeah, chill on this turn would have been so dank, right? We could have gotten away with it on turn 1, only taking 10, and then we have chill now. So that's probably slightly better line. I really don't despise a world to where we do pull a plasma, though. Consume, plasma, tempest, zap, recursion, and we just keep going. And we're just drawing and going and drawing and going. Okay. So this is consume fusion. This is where it gets tricky. Consume. Fusion. Zap. Tempest. Recursion. Compile driver. Okay. Can't play that, my liege. Not safely, anyway. Rough. Okay, I'm at peace playing an attack potion here. Because there's a lot of nice things it could do for us. Yeah, like Sweeping Beam. Gets us to a cool-headed, maybe. Little bit more block. A little bit more block. Right. Single hit. Okay. So this one's guaranteed to be the triple. But that's not so bad. We actually have the correct setup now. We can cool-headed. 2/3 of the time it hits loop. We have recursion that we can play around. Dual cast we can play around. A glacier in hand. Yeah. Solvable. This one will be a big hit. We do have to deal with a big hit. And actually not playing loop on this turn ain't the end of the world, right? Because that would empower the awakened one. Let's go, baby. Next turn we can dual cast to afford all of our plays. Yeah. I think we made it. Clearing those first few turns was the hardest part. I think we made it. Next time we see consume, we want to be able to play it. So let's get to it. It's fine. And now we grow. Until we get tired of doing it. And then we may stop growing. But only then. As it stands, 3 frost orbs at 8 each with a loop is 40 block, which is plenty to block all attacks forever against the woke bloke here. So we could start growing in darkness. But why stop now? When we could continue. I don't want to be at just 6. It's not enough. Not satisfied. Want bigger. Because if we get bigger, I don't have to think at all. Which will save brain cycles for the upcoming fights, which could be more difficult. Now that is money move. Okay, my plan is 1 more consume. And then we'll play 1 dark orb. And then I will press end turn very many times. Scott Free says, inserter. Every time you press E twice, gain an orb slot. Es verdad. I guess I could put a second dark orb. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. What if we get more lightning? What if we get more plasma? I feel like plasma's pretty strong in this game. What do y'all think about plasma? I kind of like it. Okay, now. This is where we get really spicy, right? Because we just really want to send the message home to Woke Bloke that they're not permitted on my earth ever again, right? As we say, teak. Now listen up, because what I'm about to say is going to blow your mind. Teak. Did you know that playing powers and Power the Awakened one? Be careful. If you play powers, the Awakened one will scale. You must be careful for fear of playing too many powers. Or else destroy yourself in an attempt. Oh. Oh. Well, 16 strength. Pretty big. Okay, cool. Good fight. Next. Max HP. Double shapes. Probably slightly harder. Ish. Like between this and Time Eater, probably Time Eater a little easier for us. I feel like I really like... Maybe it's even like Storm, EQ, Skim, Chill, or something like that. And then Bias Cog next turn. Oh yeah, this is sweet. Next turn we have Seek 2. We're about to go absolutely moonward. Absolutely moonward. Now Recursion. Now Cool-Headed. Cold Snap. Recursion. So now we've got plenty of block built in. But we've also got enough energy to kind of play out our whole turn, right? And that's going to be where the money's at. Where all your foolish neckties, something. So, bring back Skim. Dual cast and go to the moon. Cool. I mean, that's probably solved, right? Like, we got him. Just make sure we have the energy to support all of our draw. Nice, Cheesy Bob. Congrats. That game is cool. Yeah, Shapes, totally different fight, right? So chat says need to get off the ground quicker with Shapes. 100% agree. The beauty, right, is that we can just play the Bias Cog against Shapes. There's nothing really stopping us from just pushing. We should have probably looped that, to be honest. I'm not really sure why I didn't. Like, it's not going to matter at all, but we definitely could have looped it. Plus 42? Okay. I'd say it's working. I'm no expert in this mathematics, but it's looking effective to me. Oh, I should have brought back recursion. Damn. Could have done it even more nastier than I did it. Oh, I took a damage. My points. Foolish. Twitch chat says, imagine if focus affected plasma. They'd have to remove it from the game, right? Right. Way too strong. Seems legit. Two thump, two thump, two thump. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room, brother. This is the heart of the spire. You charge your core to its maximum. You deal 20-50-fold damage. Okay. Now what? I feel like we want to upgrade that capacitor. That seems like the most relevant of our upgrades. These attacks, who cares, right? It doesn't add any more draw. And that's not how we're doing the damage anyway. And dual cast, I think, is getting the stanky boot. But let's see what the shop says. Is this ever creative AI? Probably medkit is pretty good, right? But do we care? I'd argue that first cycle is where the statuses are the most negative for us in both the elite fight and the heart fight. And medkit does not remove them in the first cycle. We don't have dead branch. I actually think creative AI is not bad here. I think it's kind of legit. Card remove a dual cast and buy creative AI. Although there's also a gambler's brew and a duplication potion, and I think it would be absolutely legit to just buy these two potions. Or maybe it's creative AI dupe pot. Too bold? We need to think about chances of losing the run, right? And if it happens against the heart, it probably happens on turn 2. Because turn 3, we have Captain's Wheel. Turn 2 is where we could get blitzed. And turn 2 could be avoided with the Jambler's Brew, but we've got a lot of consistency built into the deck. A lot. Really a lot. Adding too many things gets us furthest away from the bias cog, too. Yeah, I like this Gambler's a lot. I really do. It's quite good. It's not for powers, Redbeardy. Yeah, I really think this Gamblers is... That's the one thing. Like, if we die, it's going to be in the first 3 turns of the hard fight, right? From there, we're just going. And I'm not talking about the elites, and maybe I should be, right? It's still a real fight that is really ahead of us. This creative AI, the problem with it is that it's probably scaling we don't need, and until we have fusion, we just can't afford to play it. Unless we play it with liquid memories. But we're probably going to play liquid memories staying alive. Liquid memories looks like it wants to just play consume. Okay. I'm pretty sure that the correct shop here is gamblers and remove a dual cast. But I could also see a few things. There's a few things that are good here, but I'm fairly confident that that's our most consistent out. And that actually leaves us with enough money to buy a cool-headed as well. One more for the road. And at that point, we just have so much draw, so much frost. We Gucci. Against Spire Shield and Spire Spear, I'm feeling quite confident that we want to set up our storms. We need some mitigation for the turn 2 burn situation. Is this just double bias cog? Like, do we even bother to try to do fusion shenanigans? I guess if we do fusion, we can go biased cog fusion. Seek has been so good. I mean, thrilled we purchased that in Act 2. It has been so freaking good. So freaking good. 2 frost here in the chill. I want to be able to get compile driver value. If we went fusion bias, then it would be like fusion, hollow, fusion, chill, storm, bias, and then we can keep going or something like that. What if it's just EQ and bias cog? Well, we actually do need more block on this turn, but we can do that with bias cognition. Yeah, so Equilibrium bias cog, it offsets turn 2 in a really safe way. No, I kind of love that. I kind of love that. That is not EQ. That is a consume. Teak, you dingus. All right, so this way we're only blocking. And this turn, they both attack, right? So we got 21 and 40, so we have to block for 60. Should be more than possible to do. I really should think. I should think. Okay. So with 2 more evocations, we're at 9, 18 more, and that puts us at 50. Take 10 damage on this turn. Not a big deal. Thing is, I want to play this stuff. It might just need to be Storm Bias Cog, but I want the loop. What if we don't play Storm in this fight? Is that the end of the world? We could play Loop Biased Cognition. It's minus a lot of effective damage for us is the problem. But we do need to block this side next turn. Could hollow it next turn. That's my discard. Okay. If I storm Bioscog, what then? +5 focus. And we do have quite a lot of block coming up, actually. And then we're pushing the fight down as we need. +5 focus turns this into 14 block. And then another 11, 14, 25. Now we're up to 57, and that's looking like pretty dank. Okay. I want to play the loop, but we'll cycle. Full block. Yo, there's a consume too. Cool. Now we get to go off. Put Tempest behind us as a hollow target. I like that quite a lot. Not clear that we want to turn around here, because soon we're going to get smashed by the Spire Spear again, but it's probably safe to do. And it might get us some more damage on this turn. That's relevant. It's a pretty sweet recursion. Got to turn back around though, right? Okay. From here, we're safe. We just have to close this all out. But we do have to deal with, like, quite a lot of incoming damage this turn, huh? What can Hologram do for me? Tempest and just close? I need to think. Because we are actually down to 3 focus now, right? We could cool-headed and then instantly play Consume and be back up to 6 focus. It's turn 6, and this is 3 turn cycles, right? So turn 1 is attack. Turn 2, triple attack. 3, buffer attack. 4, buffer attack. 5, triple attack. 6, buff or attack. But that's Spire Shield's big hit. So Spire Shield is about to blitz us. We got to turn around or kill them. Does it ever draw Hologram Melter? And then Cold Snap and hope that that's like gets us a lethal? That's kind of wacky. But we need to swing this way to mitigate damage, right? One consideration is draw Fusion, or Fusion, draw Hologram Tempest. That's not going to get us the plasma. We probably should have kept the plasma in rotation, to be honest. Yeah, I really don't mind this Cold Snap to turn around, huh? Okay, what's the incoming then? 2 strength. Spire Shield is damage 38, block 99, so with the 2 strength, it's a 40. If we're backwards, it's doing 60. There's no way in hell we're blocking for 60. Yeah, so I'm liking Cool-Headed Cold Snap Glacier, actually. That's pretty nice. It's just a ton of block. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more Frost Orbs, which gets us a grand total of 20 block. And we're actually evoking 2 here, so that's 20, 28, another 5 here, 33. But if we get attacked here, I mean, it still could be substantial, right? So we take 7 damage guaranteed here. If we also get attacked by the Spire Spear, we're taking kind of a beating. Which is not ideal. But it's pretty consistent. Safe enough. And Glacier is another 10 block. Okay, so it's actually pretty dank, right? 10, 26, 51. It's not bad at all. Is it good enough to full heal at the end of this fight, though? Spire Spear could be buffing, or they could be double attacking. If they're double attacking, then it's a base of a 6x2, and they have 2 strength, so it's an 8x2, and we're turned around, so it's a 12x2, so that's 24. 40 on this side, 24 on this side, 64 total. I just maintained that Glacier gets us 10, 26, plus 25, 51. So we take 13. And with Blood Vial, we have minus 1 HP, and with Burn, minus 3. I mean, it's pretty freaking good. I don't feel the need to think beyond that. And there's a half a chance that they just buff. So be it. I want to recurse this, ideally. Oh my god. Am I gonna be dead? We could be in trouble. Yeah, because this is only 66 damage. It's not actually... Okay. Okay. Yeah, not playing Storm really is a differentiator, huh? I just didn't want to think through this whole fight. I mean, it's like, would be an hour and a half of thinking. Still solvable from here, though. They attacked last turn, so they're always buffing now. Spire Shield could be attacking, could be buffing, so it's really not that scary of a turn. And so we can afford to question mark, find the answer, but wasting this Dark Orb, that ain't acceptable. That would be the no-go. Makes me think that what we actually do here is just consume. Because then that puts us back on 4 focus. We get 6... Oh, yeah, and Orichalcum. Yeah. So we're totally safe that way, and then next turn we can either dual cast or recurse this, and we should be Gucci. No zap. Cool. Cool. Not so bad. All things considered. Except... What about this turn? Four here. We're about to get quad attacked. That's a base of 10 buy. It's a 14 buy. We kill this off very easily. Maybe we need this to kill the Spire Spear. I could see that. And how would we kill shield off without? Pretty hard to do. $14 by 28, 56. So if we kill this, we only need to block for 56. Recursion kills them, and then we turn around, and then like EQ, recursion, melter, and we're blocking for what? We recurse a Frost Orb for 6. EQ 16, 22. 22 plus 5, 15, 37 out of a needed 56. Not great. This would be a very reasonable liquid memories consume. But if we're going to do that, maybe there's something better. Can I, like, fully cycle here? Recursion, and then Glacier, and Recursion. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Right? I can manage to push it forward just the smallest amount. It's not getting all the way to the front. I think our biggest mistake in this fight was allowing ourselves to ever lose the fusion. That extra energy was a really, really, really big deal. We're fine here, like we're not about to lose. But I'm having trouble figuring out how to either take less damage or not use a potion, right? And I really want these potions in the hard fight. That's a lot of guarantee. And I certainly feel that there was a better path through, but whew, overwhelming combinatoric space, that's for sure. Just massive. I really wonder if this is ever, like, bring back Skim? And then try to get lethal through attacks, which we're not far off from, right? Melter for 9, Cold Snap 5, Compile Driver 6, 9, 6, 15, 5, 20. Oh, God! Okay, never mind. This is just not gonna happen, is it? Yeah. Yeah, we have to recurse. There's no way around it. Tough. Which means, if we do nothing and just recursion, equilibrium, as noted, we manage to kill off the Spire Shield, we block for 16, and then another 6 for 22, and then 15 for 37 out of a desired 56. So we take 19 damage over the top. Certainly one of these potions is worth 19 life. And actually just Glacier gets us there. Okay. I'm at peace with it. I think probably Liquid Memories. What we should have probably done is tried to Gambler's Brew for a better fight, and then save Liquid Memories for the hearts, where it would let us play more consumes. Yeah, maybe it is Gamblers here, but what are we drawing? Yeah, we've only got 3 cards to get rid of, right? Seems not great. So will Liquid Memories. Probably wanted to recurse a Frost Orb, given the whole we need more block situation. Okay, we will be up to 54 health, nay 56 in the heart fight. Not where I want it to be, but better than nothing. Distinctly alive? Wow, bro. I feel like this Fission is pretty swank. I think I like that better than the double energy because it's 2 for 1. It's energy and draw. It's setup. That's a really incredible find, actually. And now we have everything in the deck upgraded but the Melter. All right. Execute, Teak. Come on. Close it. Close it. This is going to be all about playing the consume. I wonder if we just play Equilibrium on this turn now. Because then we have Zap and Darkness set up for Compile Driver. But I would really like to get to Fusion. And this is a great position to potentially Gamblers. I just don't think we need to. We have the right hand as it is. Sooner rather than later consume, that's for sure. Turn 2 is the death turn, yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, Gamblers here is pretty dang good. Yeah, premium. There's so much that we can do, right? There's a fission in this deck, so we can fusion, seek, fission, and we're absolutely blasting off. Play everything out we want. Probably going to take some damage just to make sure we set up as hard as possible. This is definitely the turn. Right. Now we fusion, fission, consume. I want to play consume again at least once. Hollow, consume, and loop would work. But then we have no energy. What about hollow, fusion, recursion? We've spent 2. Now we've gained 2 back. Hollow, consume. Loop. Yeah, and then we go straight to hell, right? Well, okay, wait, no. There's a Tempest line here, maybe. Yeah, if we do not get some Frost up, we're quite in trouble, because we're about to draw 5 statuses, most likely. We just have to assume that's where we're headed. I kind of don't even mind a hollow Equilibrium play, too. Like, hollow, EQ, hollow fusion, recurse, hollow EQ. Okay, that's pretty hot. That's really hot. But then what about the second consummation? Maybe it's fine. Tough. But I do think that's it. I think the one play and going through the entire deck on turn 1 is already pretty good. And now we simply set up loop. Next turn we have basically infinity energy, and we just play out the rest of our powers. And then that'll make us safe. Play our bias cognitions, we don't wait from here. Sick. Are you multi-attacking me, or are you single-hitting? Is this a 67? Or is it a 45? Tell me the truth. The truth? Did we not play Storm on turn 1? That is correct. Okay. Do I ever skip one of the biased cogs and go cool-headed, and leave the other for second cycle? That's not bad. That's immediately 40 block here, which pretty much offsets this turn. And it also sets us up to get through all these statuses. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that. Do I Tempest here for the little bit of damage and a better Compile Driver? That also seems pretty sweet. Or a Calcum value, 46 block. Multi-hit. Completely blocked. Now we have 18 coming in to the big hit. Again, 67-ish. Let's make sure we have plenty of energy so that we can afford to play out everything we want. I'm actually going to leave Self-Repair in the deck, I think, because I'm prepared for Storm to matter? Wow, we blocked way too much. What a good problem to have in the hard fight, huh? Except that we've only done 30 damage, right? So now we have to solve that problem. We could EQ on this turn and actually consume next turn and cycle it. That's actually kind of sweet. But I want to grow this darkness, right? That's the weak thing. Okay, so goes consume, darkness. Don't want to loop a lightning, not really. EQ. Into chill. Am I not doing enough damage becomes the question really quickly. No, I think we're fine. If this is the multi-hit, it's going to be 4x15 for a total of 60. If it's the single hit, it's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Yeah, we don't need 2 of these anymore, most likely. That being said, it ain't bad. Lets us play 1,000,000 cards. In the heart fight, which is kind of dank. Let's get this out of the way. Probably? Compile Driver could hit a recursion, I guess? And if it doesn't, we can just zap to fix this. Oh, another darkness. Okay, our damage is ramping. Single hit means this is guaranteed to be the multi. We've identified already that that's a 60 damage round. Next turn, we get another slot. So this turn, I can just EQ, and we're full blocked. And we'll have a ton of energy next turn. Perfect. We probably should have hollowed the recursion first to keep these dark orbs cycling, but it's fine. Certainly want to cycle Frost. If I recursion here, let's think about this. I can move 4 orbs. So how do I get a Frost in the front? I can't if I move 4 orbs. So maybe it's zap recursion and we're just looping the 1 Frost, but it's enough because of the draw. And then we're pushing more damage before the heart gets completely untouchable. All right. 4 strength now. Now we're talking gross. 6 by 15. That's 90 damage if we get multi-hit. But will we? Maybe not. I don't think it's going to matter. We have 19 focus. But we do have to block still. Hollow one of our recursions will let us cycle this dark. Cool-headed. And to consume at some point. Right now I'm at, what, 65 blocks? So I still need another 25 to full block the turn. Either way, we'll do this. Oh, EQ could help. EQ's nice. Yeah. EQ 16, we've got another 40 here. We're Gucci. Next turn, consume. I'm glad we picked up this darkness. It's actually been key, huh? Is there any of this I want in the deck? Okay. We can draw. One more round of block. Self-repair, hollow, recursion, and we've got the cycle on Frost. Hearts within 2 turns of damage. We've got a buff turn to play around. heart, my mans. You're dead, bro. Bro. Can I win next turn? These recursions have been so hot. This whole run has been so wicked. Cool-headed. Fusion. Recursion. Darkness. We've got 4 orb movements here. We need 1 more to move this dark. I don't think we need any more focus. If we draw forward, we could hit Zap, which could help. Okay, let's get to work. Bingo. Dead. Hologram back whatever it is that we need in order to evoke all of this next turn. Equilibrium to have it set up. That's the end. Hologram Glacier is pretty safe, but so is Compile Driver, actually. Right? That'll draw us 4 cards next turn. It's gotta be the recursion, right? It's gotta be. We gotta end it. We gotta end it in the most unique way we know how. A card I rarely take, but has been so clutch in this run. Yes! Oh my gosh. I've had so much trouble getting back into the swing of this game, and this run has just been wicked. 3 total relics in Act 1, including a boss swap. Skin of my teeth. 3 energy astrolabe. GG. Oh, just amazing. Lovely defect run. Brutal start. Brutal start. But good, honest decisions. I mean, we skipped some things that we had to skip. We didn't take 3 elites because it would kill us. We didn't take genetic algorithm because we needed a melter or we would be dead. Barely survived Gremlin Knob. But then we waltzed through Act 2. Waltzed. Because we played such a fine line in the first act in terms of limiting our number of picks, maximizing our upgrades. I mean, there's something to be said for the double bias cognition on 17 cards. But Act 1 was genuinely brutal. And I think we did a good job being careful with our remaining picks to try to take things which just like single-handedly solve stuff, right? Like, we took the darkness because we knew that it would solve Woke Bloke in the absence of, it turned out not to be necessary. But that also, it could be really useful against the heart with double recursion. So there's all these things that we're taking to feed off of each other, and we end up with a 30-card deck in the end. It's not small. It's not small. But we have Compile Driver, and we have Cool-Headed, 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 4 Cool-Headed plus. Hologram, Hologram, Skim, Seek. There's like 8 effective draw cards in this deck. It plays small. We actually did get that 4th energy through Runic Dome. Anchor for consistent block on turn 1, along with Chill. Captain's Wheel for consistent block on turn 3. Surprise MVP at the end there? Actually, the Fusion. Actually, really, the Fusion. Where'd you go, Fusion? Speak up. Yeah. I mean, I really wanted like 6 energy every turn by the end, right? To be able to support all that draw and to be able to cycle orbs, particularly when I started needing to babysit things like darkness. It's not so much that I don't take recursion, it's that unupgraded recursion's pretty brutal. And a lot of times you don't actually need it, but here it was so much more effective as both damage and block. And it came to us upgraded, right? So recursion is a fine card, but it can be quite hard to take it unupgraded, especially in the mid to late game. Seek Plus gave us all the consistency we needed to take super aggressive Act 2 and Act 3 hallway and elite fights. Frankly, the bosses were basically a waltz. It was Act 4 elites in the heart that were the biggest little challenge there at the end, and I think that I misplayed the elites. I really do. I think that we were intended to take a much more aggressive damage line and maybe to pop a potion earlier on. But I am glad that we kept specifically Gambler's Brew for the heart, because we ended up playing through almost our entire deck on turn 1. That was huge. The 2 holograms were relevant, the fission was relevant, the fusion was relevant, both halves of our nuclear power plant. Yeah, we played almost everything on that turn. We set up a consume. We set up some frost to protect us on turn 2. We had just really a wicked start off of the Gambler's Brew, because we had so much draw that we were able to get up to 8 cards and then pitch them all to find what we needed, right? Well, so what's interesting is recursion was taken far before we had a darkness, and I actually disagree that recursion is bad in the absence of darkness. What recursion was a 0-cost block card for most of this run. Recursion said, cycle your frost to block for anywhere between 5 and frequently 15. And a 0-cost 15 block card is pretty freaking dank. And then it ended up playing really nicely with fusion and really nicely with darkness, but we took it far before we had either of those. Basically, it allowed us to multiply our orb generators with no energy on 2 bias cog. That's really what it did in this deck, right? We had 2 bias cog, we had no energy in Act 2, we had upgraded skills, and we saw an opportunity to cycle our orbs for free. That's perfect. Yeah, Amento said, I think high damage was our weakness, which darkness solved. This deck had everything to make a well-balanced deck focusing on orb play. Yeah, right, because with Storm and a bunch of powers, we had enough burst to easily do 200 or even 300 damage, but once you get to 600 or 800, now we have to start thinking. Wow. Stellar run, Twitch chat. Well, it's been a long time since I said it, but let's look at some art. You earned it.